The East African Community first came to life in 1967, shortly after the three original member states of Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania had all gained independence. Their leaders at that time, Kenya's Jomo Kenyatta, Tanzania's Julius Nyerere and Uganda's Milton Obote, officially established the East African Community as an intergovernmental organization aimed at fostering economic cooperation and integration across the region. However, differing political and economic policies among the individual heads of state over the time led to the dissolution of the initial East African Community just after 10 years in 1977. The dissolution of EAC was a big blow to regional unity. In the 1990s, the leadership of Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania resumed talks, leading to the signing of the new East African Community Treaty on November 30th, 1999. This treaty was finally ratified in July 2000, formally re-establishing the East African Community. On 30th November this year, the East African Community marked 25 years since it was re-established. Regional leaders met at the EAC's headquarters in Arusha, Tanzania, to mark the Silver Jubilee celebrations. The number of EAC partner states has since grown from just 3 to 8, with Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo and Somalia joining Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. Despite this expansion, pundits argue that the East African Community integration has failed and that the vision of the founding fathers may not be realized in time unless a realistic strategy is implemented.
A lot of effort has been put by our heads of state, the Council of Ministers, and other organs of the community in terms of policy formulation. But when it comes to domesticating and sending this message down to the ordinary citizen, who is the intended beneficiary of the integration agenda, a lot is lacking.
Out of the 45 or 46 million or so Ugandans, hardly 80% understand the East African Federation. You can imagine that over 90% do not understand.
So where exactly have the regional leaders gone wrong?
Whereas the whole idea of East African community integration is a welcome idea in terms of, one, strategic security for our region. Number two, we talk about a wider market within which to trade. Number three, we talk about infrastructure connectivity.
Every government wants to protect its people, protect its products. That's really where our biggest problem is non-tariff barriers. And each government wants to raise money, they want to raise their own revenue. We've not yet reached that level of looking at ourselves as a federation. And even the consultation is not moving as fast as it should. It's only 3 countries who have already had the consultation, Kenya, Uganda and Burundi. The others are still a bit slow.
When we see the summits taking place, president's meeting, and the briefings that we get after their meetings, we see it as if there is something serious. But when you come to actual things happening, you don't see them.
President Museveni is the only leader alive among those who ratified the new EAC treaty in 1999. The other signatories, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi of Kenya and Benjamin Mkapa of Tanzania, have since passed on. Museveni has been so vocal in calling for the Federation of East Africa, and now his government has initiated several strategies to ensure that EAC integration flourishes.
Things are changing even in Uganda. I just have to give you one key example of the introduction of Swahili. A few years ago, nobody wanted to learn Swahili in this country. But ever since 1 year ago, when we started the voluntary classes, we graduated 350 people 2 months ago. Now the present intake is 1,000. And these are not just market people. These are traders, these are lawyers, they are doctors. Professionals are now engaging, especially because it will assist them to be more marketable in the region.
There are 4 pillars of East African community integration: customs union, common market, monetary union and political federation. Until all these are achieved, East African community integration will probably remain just but a story. Daniel, Kibet, NTV.